All right, we're now being joined by Liz Carmouche. First question goes to Steve Juen.
All right, Liz, thank you for the time today. And you've been ready for this fight for a while now. You were expected to fight back in May before the whole pandemic situation changed the landscape. So, how's the preparation been for you having this much extra time?
It's been easy in a lot of ways and difficult at the same time. California had the restrictions where everything shut down. We weren't allowed to do gyms. We're just now getting back to 10% capacity. So it was a lot of trying to move things in my house, have my wife hold pads, make her my drilling partner, make her just have to endure all the chaos while simultaneously trying to push things around my garage and make things there. So for a while, that's what I was doing. But I was still, weight was good, cardio and conditioning was good, which is really important. And then since then, I've been able to find partners that are willing to and able to get in there. So like you said, I'm ready for the fight because I've been doing this. I had my 3-month camp, and a few weeks before it got canceled, took 2 weeks off, and then jumped right into another fight camp. So I've been ready for months and just sharpening everything up, getting ready for this fight.
And you also had a change of opponent during that time from Mandy Baum to DeAnna Bennett. So has that changed up your game plan for the fight at all?
Of course, yeah, things are a little bit different for this. I mean, the great thing is I was already in fight mode. I was already in fight camp, so it's just little adjustments that have to be made. So little things had to be tweaked, but definitely ready for this fight.
And how big of a showcase do you feel this is going to be for you on Saturday night, getting to go out here and make that Bellator impression on so many viewers on Paramount and DAZN?
It's a huge deal. One, this is my debut in Bellator. So I want to go out there and I want to make a big boom. And then on top of that, having a platform like the Paramount Network to be able to do that is just going to skyrocket what I believe to be the next chapter of my career and really get my name out there and be able to do that with the Bellator banner.
All right. We look forward to that fight. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next question comes from Jay Anderson. The line is live.
Thanks very much. And first of all, Liz, welcome back. Welcome to Bellator. The circumstances of your release from the UFC, being asked to fight at 145 and everything that went along with it, how shocked were you at how all that played out?
In some ways shocked, in other ways not at all. When the new ownership took over, there was just a lot of changes that were really weird to me, and it just didn't really make sense, and people getting opportunities for fights that a lot of people felt like they didn't deserve it. So those kind of things just made it really questionable for who was actually going to be able to stay in the organization. And then after my fight with Valentina, I kept asking her fights, saying that I'm ready. And we get like, yeah, don't worry, you'll have something, but not really getting phone calls back. Weird to me that I had opportunities where I was injured and I was told I had to take the fight or I'd be blacklisted. And then other girls could say no to me at every opportunity and every turn. Was another thing. I was like, okay, well, that's not really right. So in some sense, really surprised that it happened because I was out doing a media tour for them and doing PR to the hospital when I got word. But in another sense, not really surprised because the dynamics and the way that the organization is being run had changed a lot since I started off with them.
And obviously now you've got a fresh start, a new opponent here as well, not who you were expecting when you were originally scheduled to fight back in May. Now it's DeAnna Bennett. She told us earlier this week she's expecting a war for this fight. What has the adjustment been like switching from Mandy Baum to DeAnna, and what are you expecting?
I'm expecting the same. It's two veterans going in there. It's not like she's a slouch. It's not a hand me fight by any means. This is another experienced veteran that's been fighting just as long as I have with just as much experience. So we're going to go on there and put on a show as two veterans would that know what they're doing. And that to me is really exciting. To be my debut fight is being somebody who this is not a new platform. They've been in the limelight. This isn't anything new to them. It means we can go out there and really demonstrate what we're capable of doing and make our debut really rock the house. And so I'm looking forward to that. And as far as tweaks and turns, I'm always prepared for any opponent. And I work on being the best version of me, not necessarily working on what their strengths and weaknesses are. So once we get into fight camp, it's just making those little tweaks for that particular opponent. So this isn't any different.
Awesome. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Kevin Varghese.
Hey, Liz. One of the key things that has been happening this week, this past couple of weeks was, the cross promotion between the UFC and Bellator. And obviously you fought Valentina Shevchenko, and, the current champion for Bellator is McFarlane. How do you think personally they would match up? And then how do you think you would match up with the Bellator champ?
You know, I was the first person that welcomed Alima into the gym. I signed her up there. I was her kind of welcoming her, showing her the ropes, doing all of her intros. So I've been there since day one. So I'm well versed, and we have both said since the beginning that no matter what we compete in, whether it's jiu-jitsu, which we've been in jiu-jitsu tournaments with the potential to compete against each other, whatever happens to be, that we'll go out there and give everything we have, because we know it's against two friends. That, yeah, we can punch each other in the face. We've been doing that since day one, hurting each other. And if that's how we built our friendship, this isn't going to be any different. And as far as matchups, I know our strengths and weaknesses. So I know it'll be a great opportunity for both of us, particularly me coming into this new platform. And as far as a cross promotion, I think that Alima, if she fought Valentina, she has this weird style that most people aren't ready for when it comes to unorthodox striking standing. And Valentina doesn't do really well with super unorthodox people. And then on the ground, Alima's substantial. I mean, all of her finishes predominantly come from her ground game. So anybody matched up that doesn't really finish people strongly on the ground is going to have a hard time against Alima.
All right. One of the key things is you're one of the veterans of the sport. You know, you've been here, you fought the best of the best. Looking at the new chapter in your career in Bellator, you know, what do you have to say? Like, what words do you have to give to your future opponents?
That I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to put on a show and show that this isn't like I'm closing one door and that's the end of my career. This is a new chapter. This is a new way for me to express myself, a new way for me to start fresh and to build a whole new style and to go out there and just finish girl after girl. And that's what I'm looking to do. Is I'm looking to clean house in the division to work my way up to the title and take that title.
All right. Thank you, Liz. I'm looking forward to seeing that new chapter start off.
Thank you.
We'll go to Connor Northrup.
Hey Liz, how you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good. One thing I just want to know is, like, you know, just from going from the UFC to now, I mean, just how refreshing has this experience been, especially during a time where it's kind of very chaotic?
You know, it's refreshing if you just to be booked for a fight. I'm so happy about that, having the last fight be canceled. And when I felt like I was just almost there and I was just about to grasp it. And then you also take into account Bellator, that a lot of the people that I knew from Strikeforce transferred over to Bellator when they didn't incorporate into the UFC. So it's reuniting with people that I know really well. And then also coordinating Lima for fights, I got to know the staff as well. So it's been really cool, because when you meet them that way, there's no pressure on you for doing media, for doing anything. You just get to meet people and get to know them behind the stage and get to know them behind the curtain. And now I get to fight for them, and I'm just really excited to do that.
Yeah. How pleased are you with the way everything kind of turned out too? Because I know we've kind of already talked about, you know, the previous fight that you were supposed to have, but that was also going to be in California too. You know, that would have been, you know, kind of awesome to make that debut there. You know, what was that kind of like, you know, just being here now?
I actually like getting away for fights more than anything. Under normal circumstances, I like going to a new spot to uncover after my fight everything it has, whether that's museums. I'm a huge foodie, so discovering all the food that they have. And that's what I really like, is exploring the new city, getting to experience a new culture. So I like to get out of California as much as I can for fights. I like traveling the world. I like seeing new places and meeting new people. And so for me to be stuck in California, I'm like, I'm here all the time. I already venture out and try all these new things. I want to do something different. But of course, under these circumstances, we don't really have that opportunity. But again, I get to travel, and I like traveling, even if that means I'm stuck in a hotel.
Thanks, Liz.
Thank you.
All right. Last question comes from Rick Sanchez.
Liz, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. How does it feel to now get your first fight in the Bellator banner, and now you're eager to go back into the cage and get that win?
I'm super eager and excited for it. It's, you know, after the last fight, got cut really close to being right at the threshold of being able to fight, to now it's actually here and I'm in fight week. I'm really excited, especially to be doing with Bellator.
All right. Thank you very much, Liz.
Thank you.
We'll be back shortly.